Oh, first day with a new venue and phone. Here we go.
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, home to the Asian Oprah, number one talk in the IE. Thank you very much. And streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Spreaker, Streaker, and many more. Why so many places? Well, I wanted to balance out all the bad news out there, and there's so much bad news that I just have to keep doing it. No headlines here, just heart lines and how you can be happy 88% of the time. So I have topics and guests to that end and co-hosts. If you missed my co-host on Friday, Jim's Hawthorne, we talked about adventure and romance. Thursday, I had the amazing, iconic. See, anytime a siren goes, that means I'm telling the truth. Um, Amazing. Rich Little, I got to see him live at the Laugh Factory in Covina. I had on, gosh, so many guests. You'll have to go free subscribe to my YouTube TV channel. Give me the finger. This one, not the other one. And you'll get the whole treasure chest of 1,412 shows now, I think. Let's see, get those glasses on. Not 12, 21. Today is show podcast number over the past 687 consecutive weeks. I'm going to have to give myself some applause for that one. For those of you who are not year math savvy, that's over 13 years. I celebrated May 1st, 2012 was when I started, and Rich Little came to celebrate with me. He's been on before. I had just a plethora, and wonderful Layla Ali came back to celebrate. So I'm going to celebrate all year, I think. But I am also, as you can tell, on location out of studio. Just moved yesterday, a little ways down the beach, and so grateful to have this new, wonderful. The view, believe it or not, is even better. If you didn't see my story, go take a look. And it's always this and better. And I was going to do it by the pool, but some ladies were doing water aerobics, so I thought I'd come out. There's some uh, lounge with hot rock place. It's too hot for hot rocks right now, but that's why I'm in my swimming gear. Then I'll go jump in after the show. But I am so delighted to have you here this morning. It is Monday, which is Mental Health Mondays. And it's a series that I have dedicated to solutions, real problems and real solutions for your own mental health. I'm not saying that you shouldn't seek medical. I'm not a MD, I'm actually a PhD, which just stands for piled higher and deeper. But certainly it's not medical advice. It is, however, the advice that I give in happiness coaching. And I've been doing that for I want to say almost 20 years, and getting to do that remote or live through my speaking and teaching and motivational speaking and stand-up comedy. Now I'm still trying to figure out how to put in motivation and stand-up, but I am so delighted to have this platform, especially on Mondays, to continue to talk about things that matter to your own health and well-being. So that's what today's about. Since it is Monday, I am giving away, and I think it's still packed away. Y'all know when you move, you have no. I was lucky to find my toothbrush last night, but if you are tuned in right now, it is Mental Health Matters Mondays, and you get a free Asian Oprah giveaway of my number one best-selling national best-selling book, Eight Ways to Happiness, from wherever you are, and you just go to my website www.drmarissa.life. If you just Google Asian Oprah, you cannot not find me. And I'll send you a promo code to get that free audiobook. And that's what I do on Mondays. So let's start with breakfast. Breakfast is part of or the foundation of good mental health because I take a bite of my gratitude sandwich. Thanks for the finger. Somebody just gave me the finger, not that finger, but this finger. Glad to see you here. Eyeballs are rolling in now. Feel free to do your gratitudes on the chat, unless you're driving. Please do not do that while you're driving. But when you land, you can watch and listen on my YouTube TV channel, which, by the way, I am delighted and shocked to say has 3.92, last time I checked last week, impressions million. Sorry, 3.92 million impressions. And that was a kind of a shocker, especially because I don't buy numbers. And that's why I usually don't do numbers, but that was a big enough number to comfort me that I'm just not talking into thin air. So, anyways, all right, let's have breakfast. That's my first gratitude. My second gratitude is that for Queen Benita. She's a girlfriend of mine, and I do not know how I would have managed to move yesterday had it not been for her. And for that, I am truly grateful. I don't know if she's listening or not, but I totally exhausted her. She usually stays up late, and I think I wiped her out, which is not easy to do because she's kind of like me, that energizer bunny. So I'm going to give you a little love, and I'm going to clip this part in and send it to you. This is gratitude for Queen Benita. And I love this show because through this show is how I met her. My Friday co-host a while back was Alon Carter, who's the daughter of Otis, who is the founder of the Temptations. And I met her when we were opening. I did 12 years with the Agape International Spiritual Center Choir, and we opened for the Temptations at a fundraiser. And I met Alon Carter, and we became friends. And then she took me out for my birthday, and she asked if she could invite her cousin. And I'm like, of course. And so Queen Benita comes, and I thought I was funny. She's definitely uh, bigger than life than I am. And I just love her and her sense of humor. And then she picked up breakfast. I mean, she picked up my birthday dinner, and it was the first time she met me. And well, that's big in my book. And literally has been friends. And she came by, I think, about a month ago to say hi at the beach. And you may have seen the pictures of us when Pablo was visiting, and her son, and it was his birthday. So I'm so grateful for that whole clan and how vitally important it was yesterday to have her helping me with the move, because I could not have. I stayed up till 5 in the morning to pack and I hadn't finished. Moving is definitely one of those top three stressors. And I was like going in waves as far as, oh, I'm so grateful to be going through all this, 8,000 sheets of paper and things that I've collected and streamlining and selling stuff and, reducing my closet because I know I was moving to a smaller closet space. People got lots of deals shopping in my closet, but man, I was not ready for the movers, and so her timing was perfect, and I can't get over how much of I literally probably would have just left. I'm done. I'm overwhelmed. I can't do this. And my daughter was down last week to help, but because I got the blood clot while she was here, that ended that endeavor. So everything was delayed. But I'm grateful that I did not die of a blood clot that I could have for the last 2 months. I was walking around with two large clots, one from my groin to my knee, and the other one behind my knee, where I had a clot in 1996. So this is a unfortunate repeat, and I'm grateful that I didn't die from that, for sure, for the last 2 months. I'm grateful that I have this platform to talk about things like mental health and well being and unconditional happiness, and to be able to be on a happy 88 mission. 88 million happy people, 88% happy people in the next 8 years. And I'm grateful that I found my coffee maker and my coffee cup this morning. And as I slowly unpack, and I'm grateful to be flying tomorrow to Canada for my mother's celebration of life service that I'm producing on Saturday. So I am grateful for all of those things. That's the top of the bun when we take a bite of my gratitude sandwich. And I hope that you're looking around you and appreciating things that you do have. And that's why we do this instead of focusing on what is going wrong, what's wrong with you, what's wrong with me, what's wrong with the world around us, which is very, very easy to do if you start your day listening, watching MS, meaningless scrolling, when you wake up. So that's why we do this exercise, this hashtag discipline, this good life habit, so that the first thing you do uh, as you are driving into work is you tune me in and we do a gratitude sandwich. All right, bottom of the bun, what's that? That is gratitude turned inwards, which is appreciation. So instead of going to bed tonight thinking, what have I done wrong? What didn't I finish? Or who done me wrong? Which is really easy to do. That's why we can't fall asleep, and then we take stuff that gives us a side effect or a main effect. I don't want that. Natural beauty sleep can happen if your monkey mind or that critical chatter is not engaged. And the way that I do that is weight lift, and let's train together every morning so you know what to do at night. Um, Before you shut your eyes, what do you like about yourself? And it's not easy to do this, and I'll take a little more time on this tool because it is part of unconditional happiness. Usually, we're told by well-meaning parents, some more mean than well, don't toot your own horn. Especially if you're Chinese or Japanese, there's a saying: "The nail that stands up is hammered down." And that is not good incentive to toot your own horn or to talk about what you're good at. So that's why we do this. And literally, if you don't do this, you're constantly asking people, does my butt look fat? Or does this make me look bad? Or do you like me? Literally on social media, which is a horrible way to live because people are not on earth to be your supporting actors, as my beautiful friend Don Miguel Ruiz, the author of mega bestseller Four Agreements, in his book called Mastery of Love, he talks about how everybody is the main actor in their own life, in their own play, and the people around them are also the main actor in their own play. So they're not here to provide you with unconditional love and support. That's not why they're here. And so if you're looking to someone, your insignificant other, I mean, significant other, or your parents, or your siblings, or your kids, to provide you with that feeling of worthiness or usefulness, then you're going to get disappointed because they'll change their mind. And, that's not their job. So that's why we do this right now. What do you like about yourself? So I like that I can be innovative in whatever I'm doing, whether it is moving and actually making some money in the move, because instead of, see, again, sirens are proof that whatever I'm saying at the moment is very important. That was innovation. um I am creative, which is the cousin of innovative. I just wrote a song I haven't written in a while, so it just came to me, and it is around all of this. What is change? What is bad news? What is hurt? All of that, kind of redefining that. I am appreciating that I have so much and I know it. I think one of the things about moving is you really get a good dose of reality around how much stuff you have. And I will never, well, I shouldn't say never. I it would shock me if I ever became a minimalist. That's not what we're talking about right now. The people who are divesting of all their material goods, I definitely can tell you I am the most materialistic spiritual person you will ever meet. So there you go. Because I like nice things, I like comfortable things, I like to look good for me, I like to dress up, I like to the delight of um, the anticipation and excitement of everything, trips, flights, all of that. So all of those things, I know what makes me happy. That's another thing that is a good thing. So when I was moving, it is definitely not to get rid of all my worldly goods, but it definitely was an exercise in knowing how much I have. And I think that's a skill, to have what you want and want what you have. That is not something that that's my definition of happiness, actually, that I know what I have, and I know and I like what I have, and I want what I have, and then I have what I want. Not all the time, but I know that when I don't have it now, it's not the right time to have it. So that is my formula for the bottom of the bun. So hopefully you can write down in the chat or know, and tonight before you go to bed, talk about and remind yourself what you like about yourself. All right. And that's it for breakfast. Thank you for taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich for breakfast this morning. I hope you continue this with or without me. I'm on every weekday morning. And if you free subscribe on my YouTube TV channel, you'll get an alert every morning at naturally. Oh, I used to be naturally high noon. Now I'm naturally high 9 a.m. morning show. So please do join me. And we'll have breakfast together, and it'll be a nice reminder and good weightlifting. Because I promise you, if you have breakfast taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich every day, you will sandwich your day in the most positive way. Thanks for joining me for breakfast. And now for the topic of the day. I left my bell upstairs. Let's see if we can do the signal that Dr. Tiffany likes on Wednesdays. Oh, wait, that was not the one. This one. She likes this. All
Hey,
right.
you!
Um,
Hey! Hey, you!
all right. That is the signal for the topic, which is hashtag unconditional happiness. Can you be happy 88% of the time, no matter what the conditions are? That is what unconditional happiness is. So we know the word unconditional because a lot of people talk about unconditional love, and they kind of have that a little bit ash backwards, because when you think of unconditional love, you think of I'm going to love you no matter what you do or what you say, right? Actually, the frame that most people think of unconditional, I want someone to love me unconditionally, no matter how I am, no matter my, good, bad, ugly. That is unconditional love. But really, when you're talking about unconditional love, can you love someone else no matter what their condition is? Can you love yourself no matter what the condition is? And for human beings, I really think we cannot, because we are raised, if you love me, you would, or a mother's love is. And if they don't do that, then they don't love you, or you're not good enough for them. And that's how I grew up. I could never be good enough for my mom. And as a direct result of that, I didn't think I was good enough for me for a long time. So that whole concept of unconditional love or unconditional anything in my vocabulary or dictionary, Marissa isms, unconditional love means, or sorry, unconditional happiness means no matter what condition is here around me, in myself, outside of myself, can I be loving? Can I be happy? So, happiness, see, truth again. Uh, and let's talk about, when I say happiness, I'm not talking about, oh, I'm so happy, or 100% of the time, I'm so happy, or as George Costanza's dad did in that Seinfeld episode where he said, no matter what happens, serenity now, serenity now. That's not what we're talking about, because oh, did you hear that Canadian about? Um, we're not talking about fake happiness. I'm not talking about you're happy because you are pasting a fake smile on your face. You fake it till you make it. I'm not talking about that at all. And please, if you are a person that thinks that you can look in the mirror and fake loving yourself, you're so beautiful, you're so thin, and you're lying out of your assets. Uh, don't even try it, because it just emphasizes that you're not being um, truthful with yourself, honest with yourself, authentic with yourself. And so we're not talking about that. When I talk about unconditional, I mean there's a way to look at your conditions so that they actually are uh, interpreted in a way that you won't stay unhappy for the entire day. You won't stay unhappy for the entire event or whatever you're at. So that's what we're talking about today. And let me I have 5 minutes left before the middle of the show. We have to take a break to be real. So here are all the things that I heard from people this actually yesterday, day before yesterday, of why they are not happy. Okay, you ready? I'm not happy because I let me start with an easier one. Oh, I had an accident. Okay. And one I heard was, and it was their fault, right? Hit me broadside, totaled my car. So I'm not happy. Understandable. I'm not asking you to be happy when you have a car accident. Lord knows. I had someone hit me first day with a license in the Target Center in Seal Beach. That was a couple of years ago. That was, yeah. He didn't have his license because it just got mailed to his house, but it turned out great because his mom had great insurance and he was apologetic after the first encounter. But so if you had an accident like this person that was talking to me and it was not their fault, they're unhappy. Okay. Another one was another accident, except that it was their fault. And someone got hurt, and there's nothing worse than that because you feel bad too. Nobody has an accident on purpose. Even if it's your fault, you don't have that accident on purpose. So that is justifiably you feel bad and you're not happy. Um, Another person that I got to meet, she was unhappy because she was having to move and she wasn't being allowed to renew her lease. And she'd been there like many years, like 8 years, and couldn't believe that the building director was not allowing the renewal because of a personal vendetta with her. And they had been friends before. And then because she went over her head to write a situation around some money, went from friends to I'm going to make your life a living um, hell. So not raising, increasing, and then not allowing. So that was every right to be unhappy for a situation like that. Another one was my fiance. Was not who I thought he was and was moved. The wedding was off, and not only was the wedding off, uh, he stole um, her business. That sounds familiar. I remember that in my own divorce. He didn't steal it, but I lost the business in the divorce. And that was not happy making. Uh, and on top of that, he is actually um, bodily, stalking. I'll just put it that way, stalking. So that was also unhappiness. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, if you were happy before I started this list, I'm sorry. But first half of the show, I'm always talking about reality, putting the moose on the table. You know that I'm originally from Canada, so I say instead of talking about the elephant in the room, we talk about the moose on the table. So those are all real situations that I was aware of. And then I'll end with my own. My own situation is my bonus mom passed 3 months ago. My uh, Chinese mom, as I call her to distinguish the two, my bio mom, she passed 3 weeks ago, actually a month ago. And so um, that sad, of course, when people pass. And then I was putting the celebration of life together with the program and planning on flying back yesterday. And I had to cancel that flight. Well, I was made to cancel that flight because in a routine doctor's visit a week ago Friday, I It doesn't matter. The dates don't matter. What matters is I showed him some swelling in my leg, which I really didn't think was a big deal because when I had the deep vein thrombosis blood clot in 1996, the the uh, the valves in my vein, those of you who know anything about blood clots, big blood clots, not phlebitis, but the ones in your vein, the valves that close to help you pump the blood up. When you have a blood clot, it kills all of those valves, and therefore you're almost always going to have some kind of swelling after a flight. So when I went to Canada the last time in April, when I came back, the swelling usually goes down in a couple of days, and it had not gone down for 2 months. I mean, up and down a little bit. So when I had the doctor look at it, he said, let's order an ultrasound just in case. And so I went to the ultrasound on last Wednesday, and it was like deja vu. The technician said, technicians are not supposed to say anything, but I usually like try to get a little hint of everything's okay, right? And and I remember that in '96 when the technician says, "Oh, I'm going to let your radiologist talk to you," and that's usually a bad sign, and it was. And I ended up having two big blood clots, one behind my knee again, where the first one started, and the second one is runs from my groin to the my knee. Needless to say, I was not happy, not just because I couldn't fly to Canada, but a lot of you know I was very excited about the next 6 months. Africa, going back on world tour, that got disrupted by COVID when I was in China back in 2019. Um, my number one best-selling Amazon, Eight Ways to Happiness, went national bestseller. So I decided, since both moms passed, that now was a good time to resume that tour. So I had everything laid out and booked for the next 6 months: Africa, August, or Canada, July, Africa, August, September, Hawaii, October, Ireland, November, Shanghai, and December, Taiwan. Everything was booked. I had all of the trips booked, flights, all of that wonderful stuff, clients, all the places that have been asking me to come, and I never had time to. So not only am I grounded literally to fly to Canada for the service, which is this coming Saturday, I was told that the world tour was not going to happen, at least until they figure out how to stabilize my body's natural ability to create clots. So that was not happy making at all. I can, those of you who saw me in the hospital, even though at the time that I did the post, when I was being wheeled into radiology, I was in a pretty good mood. But when my daughter came to see me, it was a good time to lean on her and have a good cry. And since then, I've been crying pretty much every day for a little bit, because it's important to cry, to feel the feeling fully. And that's my first Happy 88 tip and tool for how do you be happy unconditionally, no matter what the condition is, no matter if your world tour is canceled, no matter if you can't go to Africa with your two big brothers to teach Tai Chi, no matter if you can't fly to your mother's service yesterday, no matter if you now had to find a place to live because you're moving out because you're going on tour for 6 months, no sense in paying rent here. So all of those things, it's a natural, not happy feeling. And so it's okay to not be happy. If you're 100% happy, you're dead. You have to be unhappy to know what happiness is. And pain in life is mandatory and suffering is optional. So if you're a person that really believes that bad things only happen to bad people, or you're not supposed to have bad things happen, that BS, that belief system is not serving you. And whoever said that, who encouraged us to believe that life is rainbows and unicorns, did not serve us well, because we're not. Um, Bad things happen not because we're being punished or there's something wrong with us or we're not worthy of good things. Bad things just happen. So when blood clots happen, it happens. It's not fun. I didn't like it. I still don't like it. I have had several talks with my leg to find out what the fork, but it's just going to happen. And it is okay to be unhappy when bad things happen. And that's why I'm not a big fan of antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication, because it also masks some normal uh, times where you should feel unhappy. When bad things happen, not to shit on you, but it's okay and it's important to feel unhappy when bad things happen. So I make a point of crying once a week at least. I've been crying once a day because of the loss, but it's a temporary loss. It just means that this was not the right time for the world tour. That's all this means. And that is an important tool to also highlight. But I need to take a break. Remind me that's where I was. We need to take time for news, weather, traffic, and a word from our sponsor. I'll be back in 2 and 2. Don't go away. It's not Chuck Woolery's 2 and 2. He's on the other side with my mom's now. But it's peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Take back your life with Dr.
Well, she has been dubbed the Asian Oprah, and she just wants all of us to be happy.
Dr. Marissa, aka the Asian Oprah, says the most important thing you can choose is choosing to be happy.
You are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa.
That's the idea for Dr. Marissa Pei's new book called 8 Ways to Be Happy.
Many of us say, I am my own worst critic. Nobody's harder on me than I am. And my response to that is, stop it! Why are you doing that to yourself? You have to be your biggest fan, because if you can't at the end of the day say, I did a good job, who is? We don't have to constantly be angry at the things that are wrong. Why don't we choose to be happy about things that are right? We have the choice. That's our muscle. And life is so amazing if we can see it.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And welcome back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on. That must mean it's an important show. Very important show, airplanes too. This is Dr. Mercer reporting live from Long Beach, where I'm at a new remote venue until I get to Canada for the show. I just moved yesterday, as you heard at the top of the show, in the gratitude sandwich. So we get to have a new background and a new way to look at my surroundings, but same old show. This is Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind, NBC News Radio, AM 1050, FM 106.5, streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, and of course, my YouTube TV channel, where if you free subscribe and give me the finger, this one, not the other one, you can get an alert every weekday morning to tune in on a show that balances out all the bad news out there with some good news. And thank you for making this talk number one in the IE, as well as home for the Asian Oprah. And it is Monday. Yes, Mental Health Matters Mondays. It is my special series that I started doing a couple of years ago because I wanted us to focus on mental health, not in a complaining, oh, woe is me way, but the reality of things that affect our mental health that we can take responsibility for, not reach for something to numb right away, which many of us do, myself included, did. But instead, exercise our own muscle of personal mastery. How do we make ourselves feel better? How do we have better self care? How do we become more kind to ourselves? How do we move from being our own worst critic to our best friend and supporter? So that's what this series is about. And today's topic is unconditional happiness. Is it possible, no matter what the condition is, no matter if you have an accident, no matter if your lover leaves you, if your fiance, the wedding's over, if you're someone's stalking you, if you are not allowed to renew where you were living, if you are have a two blood clots that keeps you from flying to your mother's service, and a blood clot that prevents you from going on a 6 month exciting planned for perfectly ordered world tour. That would be me. So, how can I be happy in all of those situations? So, here we go. Let's start with accidents. So, if you've had an accident and you're still like ruminating around it, whether if someone hit you, let's just go with that one. Like, you can be righteously indignant. I had a 17-year-old hit my car from behind in the rain. I remember that one. I had a There's a theme here. I never thought about that theme. Why am I attracting teenagers? I had another one, the one I mentioned at the beginning of the show, that hit me in the Target Center. So when someone hits you in an accident or some accident happens and it's not your fault, let's just do that one, that situation. How do you feel happy? Well, you're not going to feel happy right away. When that happens, you can get mad because it is some kind of a loss. You have to losing your time, even if you have insurance. It's a pain in the what in the assets to have to take care of that. And you can, I used to use vent partners as a way to help release that negative energy. However you do it, which is to, call someone up. But the problem with calling someone up and then talking to another person and talking to another person is you're going to continue to attract that kind of negative energy from complaining. So if you missed the show on the 21-day fast from complaining, go look for it. There's a lot of shows around that. It's a good life habit that I run online. And if you are a habitual complainer, you might want to join the fast. So the the releasing of righteous indignation, or you have every right to be angry if someone hit you or someone did something to you that you didn't. You're not to blame. Say it. Try to say it as feelingly and as emphatically as you can, and then release it. And so my rule is, when something bad happens, I have a maximum of 2 people that I can complain to, and I have them put me on a timer for 2 minutes, and then they get 2 minutes to come back and complain to me. If I don't use that 2 minutes today, it doesn't roll over like singular, and you get 4 minutes tomorrow to complain about something that wasn't your fault. But you have that 2 minute option. I try to keep it now to under 16 seconds because of the law of attraction. If you keep that component of complaining or worrying or fear, something else will join that to keep you in that space. So I went from 2 minute venting to 16 seconds, and I'm like mad, and then I release it. So that is feel the feeling fully. So that's your first thing. If something is your fault and you hit someone in an accident, you can beat yourself up same way for a full, whatever it is, 2 minutes, and then stop. Now, depending on how badly you hurt someone by accident, it may not be as easy as 2 minutes, but you know, the whole thing around imperfection, we're not perfect. Accidents will happen. Everybody does an accident. Everybody has an accident. Yes, you are to blame in our litigious society. That is, unfortunately, you're going to suffer the consequences, even if you're sorry. But as far as beating yourself up, that is the choice. You don't have to beat yourself up for as long as a lot of us do. So I usually, when I'm happiness coaching with someone and they're beating themselves up, and it is something that they shouldn't have done, or they meant to do something that was not good, and you can't unring a bell. So I will let them beat themselves up, but I give them a limit, right? So how long are you going to do this? And realistically, everybody does the best that they can with the time they have and the resources they have, even you. So if you've done something you regret, don't punish yourself for the rest of your life, no matter what. And that's in the book, 8 Ways to Happiness. My Asian Oprah giveaway. I'm giving away free audiobook versions of that if you just go to my website, because it's Monday and Mental Health Matters Mondays. All right. So uh, the first step then, unconditional happiness, is to feel the feeling fully, right? Um, the other example of an engagement's over and then the fiance turns into a stalker. So let's deal with that in two. The engagement's over, and yeah, it's sad. You had a vision of what this marriage would be. You always wanted to be married. And yeah, you can, be unhappy about the loss of that. And then after you feel it fully, you can say things like, and mean it. See, this is okay. I need to talk about this for a second. A lot of people do what they call like a spiritual bypass. So you don't feel it fully. You say, I'm okay, and you jump to the try to feel better point without feeling it fully. And the only issue with that is you're kind of burying your true feelings. You're not happy about the fact that the wedding's off. I mean, you had dreams around that, and if you go too quickly to, well, it's a good thing, right? That you figured it out before you got all financially and mentally and spiritually and cohabitating together, uh, which is very difficult to untangle once you are already married. That is a good framework to look at the wedding being off or no more fiance. But if you move too quickly to that, it'll get shoved down. And you know what happens in a garbage disposal truck when you shove down garbage? First, it compresses into solid, then water, and then gas, right? That's what happens when you press garbage down. So if you don't deal with that garbage, it's going to turn into really bad gas. And that's what happens with a lot of people that don't deal with their childhood trauma, and they push it down and push it down and push it down. See, another siren. All sirens say that what I'm saying at the moment is very important. So you don't want to push down past pain. You don't want to push down anything that is really painful. So that grieving of the loss of an engagement is important to do before you say things that make you feel better. Okay. Same thing with the stalking. I- I also had that happen. It's not fun. It's very easy to go into worst case scenario, which is constant fear, living in fear. And people all have been on my social, just like, why are you, dancing? Why are you should be afraid. You have blood clots. And my response is, one, I'm not living in fear. And two, I'm not stupid. I have this downtime where I know I need to put my feet up. Although I don't do it enough, I'll be honest. My girlfriend Anne Marie is always on my assets too. Quit living large with a blood clot. So, but I refuse to live in fear. Fear is future events already ruined. Yes, I have two blood clots. Yes, I'm on medication to dissolve them. Yes, I will have to be on medication for the rest of my life, which I do not like. And that's one of the reasons why I cry every day. Yes, because of the blood clot, and being on the blood thinner for the rest of my life, I'm going to cry. I cannot be involved in any kind of activity that increases my risk of head trauma or um, uh, falling or bruising, because I could bleed to death. And that's why the hardest thing about this whole thing is having to give up competitive sailboat racing. That is the hardest thing about this whole diagnosis and prognosis. So I'm sad about that. And I'm sad about it every day when I think about it. And then I let myself be sad about it and I shed some tears. And then if it doesn't stop, I call someone. I'm learning how to lean on people who can hold me. I called Sunshine, my guest from last week, to do a little practitioner prayer with me. And those of you who know, I'm on faculty with Agape International Spiritual Center. And I'm not a practitioner, but the practitioners are really good at not praying in the traditional way of "I feel bad for you," um, you know, "God help you heal" or whatever. That is not how prayer is done. Prayer is an affirmation of the wholeness and that everything's going to be okay. That's my short form, and I love that kind of prayer. So I'm learning how to reach out for that and not try to shoulder all of this suffering on my own. But pain in life is mandatory, suffering is optional. So I keep my suffering to under a minute. Okay. And then this is the part that is, you can't fake this, but you really, in order to believe that everything's going to be okay, you don't have to believe in a deity, so to speak. Like, uh, you don't have to be religious. You don't have to have a savior, so to speak. You don't have to have a prophet. But it is helpful if you have a belief, if your BS includes a belief in something greater than yourself. Because if I'm human and I F up if I fork up and I'm not perfect and I think I can control everything, I'm in trouble, right? I'm not going to live a very happy life because I'm going to be constantly on edge, waiting for the other shoe to drop, holding my breath, waiting for bad things to happen. And because I live in a chaotic universe that's random, that's not going to help you have any semblance of unconditional happiness. So, unconditional happiness comes from a foundation that really there is a power out there that isn't random. Because if it was random, we wouldn't have the beauty that we have. The planets would crash into each other and we wouldn't be here. The and it's a creative, beautiful, friendly universe that conspires for us, never against us, and is capable of creating snowflakes where one is not like the other, is capable of creating leaves on a tree that are completely one of a kind, unique, and is capable, by extension, to create all of us, all 8 billion of us, as one of a kind, wonderful, unique, um, not a throwback in the bunch, as my big brother Michael Bernard Beckwith will say. Uh, that is who we are, and if that is who we are and bad things happen because pain in life is mandatory, uh, I don't have to suffer and I don't have to blame myself and I don't have to blame other people. I can just say in every single moment when bad things happen, after I've felt it fully and expressed it, which is what I did with this round of blood clots that canceled the tour, I could say, I can't wait to see what good comes out of this. And it's so powerful because when I said that in the hospital bed and I didn't have a home because I'd given it up to go on tour, I just happened to find an ad in my phone when I looked up Airbnb that said, I think it was spare, I don't even remember now, but it was an app that I looked and I found not only a place that has an ocean view still, uh, it has a better ocean view and hot water very quickly. And I'm just, and then on top of that, the smaller room I thought I was going to get, it turned out I got the master because that's just the way my life works. Because I say and I know that everything's happening for my divine and best good. So those are the steps. How do you want, you can have unconditional happiness by one, feeling it fully and recognizing that pain in life is mandatory. Okay, so feel it fully. Number two, say, I can't wait to see what good comes out of this because I have a foundation knowing that I'm not a bad person when something bad happens and I'm not being punished. But something is going to come out of this that is even better than what I had before. It's always this or better. That's it. It's as simple but not easy as that. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I know that you are going to have, before I go out on that, uh, tom- uh, tomorrow, oh, tomorrow I'll be flying. So I'm going to go to my treasure chest and you'll have some great show. So don't not tune in. Wednesday, I'll be back with Doctors in the House as I broadcast live from Canada. It's all about balance, peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Now go and have the best day ever. I'll see you on Wednesday. Well, I'll see you remotely tomorrow. Have the best day ever.